close up the day, I'm going to summarize a bit of what we talked about. So it's a little bit of a busy slide, but I think that's a good thing, because ideally what we want to have a trial for every stage of disease that we treat, so that every time we see a patient in our practice, we have an option to put the patient on a trial. I realize that's not practical in every setting that we work in, but something to strive for. And so I was furiously trying to type while people were presenting today to try to update this with what we've got. But so for stage 1A, we've got the TSOG 102, which is the GGO active surveillance trial, and then also LCMC4 is another study that fits into that area. For the inoperable or marginal candidate, I'm not sure if JOLT is still open, it might be. And then there's several NRG trials looking at use of SBRT with or without immunotherapy afterwards. And then I have down NRG 2025, but I don't even remember which one that is. For stage 1B to 3A, we have Alchemist, which still has one arm. The Axio arm is, I think, about to go live again, and that's previously Axio had chemo alone, chemo with Pembro concurrently, and then chemo and Pembro sequentially. And I know they got rid of the chemo alone arm based on the Empower 10 results. So there was just some red tape that they were going through to get those last two arms open and back up and running, hopefully very soon. For stage 3A operable, we have my trial, the AFT46. There's been a number of industry trials, some of which actually just closed, like Keynote 671. And then we're trying to develop a phase 3 trial in that space, and that's where I need some ideas. For Pankos tumors, we've got the SWOG trial, also known as NASIST, that we heard about earlier. That's chemoradiation with immunotherapy before and after versus without immunotherapy. There's numerous stage 4 studies, including some oligometastatic concepts that are out there. For esophagus, we finally have a trial, which we heard about from Dr. Kular, who's one of the co-investigators for that, which is using immunotherapy before and after, and a couple of randomization steps there. Quite a few meso studies that are open now, ranging from interventional trials to Dr. Pass's biomarker study in pleural effusions, and then the DREAMER trial for unresectable patients. We've got some pulmonary metastasectomy trials that are either underway or in development. And then for small cell, we actually heard about several great concepts there for either operable or limited stage unoperable. So a lot of trials out there, very exciting. Just to give you some perspective, this is what the trials were available in 2018. And we had no esophagus trials. We had no active 3A trials. We were just finishing up CALGB 140503, or the Altorki wedge versus, or sublobar versus lobar trial. And there was maybe some screening studies in the VA system, and there were no trials for mesothelioma or thymoma. And here's where we are now. We've crossed off some of those empty spaces. And really, areas that we probably could build upon are more studies in lung cancer screening. There's some good stuff coming out there, but we could probably do a lot more with that. And I don't know of any active trials for thymoma that are multidisciplinary, but that's also something we could develop. And we've got metastatic tumor trials in development, and we just got FDA approval for adjuvant therapy in resected stage 1B and higher just last week with the Checkmate 816 study. So a lot of really great progress in the last 4 years, more progress than I've seen in my tenure as being involved in Ginsberg Day over the years. So again, as we started out, it can take 17 years from trial publication to implementation. Let's try to make that shorter by having meetings like this and keeping people aware and up to date on what's going on. And let's be that man or woman in the arena who's out there fighting the fight every day, recruiting patients to trials, coming up with new ideas for trials, and seeing how we can make our field better. Here are some contacts. I did not get a chance to add the Thoracic Trials Network information, but they're here in the room. So you don't even need their emails. But these are some of the folks that are leading the efforts through the different cooperative groups, depending on where you are located and which cooperative group you're associated with.